Get ready, go east. I am prepared to play. I told you travel. Go east, to play with you face to face. I told you travel. Ba boo 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 dee, ba boo bee, ba doo bee, ba dee bee. Just pray. Understanding really that there is no other way to face the higher. Keep commandments in your shire on the brain and don't tire. Get on your knees humbly and say please. And in this manner you should pray. This is what you say. Our Father, truly you're the one who art in heaven. Hallowed be your holy name, a higher truth the power. Until the kingdom come, then your will be done on earth and just believe the same in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, so we be fed and forgive our debt as we forgive our debt. This course is better. Lead us not into temptation, deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom and the power and the glory forever. Let the church say amen. Day and night, don't be uptight and try to keep the conversation light. Go somewhere on your own, be alone. Just like get on your knees, and if you have to beg, you got to please. Just increase how you know exactly what you need. So best believe it won't be long before he intercedes. So breathe, and there's no need to pump no trees. A higher beat's the aphrodisiac, a stimulant you need. When you fast and you pray, relieve your mind and your soul. The Holy Spirit fills the temple and it makes the body whole. Open up all the senses and it makes the body free. And the best part about it that it makes the demons flee.
Praise Ahaya, Bahashini Shaya, Rahawat. Lost are saved, find their way at the sound of your great name. All can dance, feel no shame at the sound of your great name. Every fear has no place at the sound of your great name. Enemy, he has to leave at the sound of your great name, oh, Yeshua. Worthy is the Lamb that was slain for us. Son of a higher man, you are high and lifted up, and all the world will praise your great name. Hey, hey, your great name. All the weak find their strength at the sound of your great name. Hungry souls receive grace at the sound of your great name. Fatherless, they find rest at the sound of your great name. And the sick and dead are raised at the sound of your great name. Oh, Shia, worthy is the Lamb that was slain for us. Son of a higher man, you are high and lifted up, and all the world will praise your great name. Yeah, your great name. Redeemer, my healer, Lord Almighty, my Savior, defender, you are my King. Redeemer, my healer, Lord Almighty, my Savior, defender, you are my King. Yeshua, worthy is the Lamb that was slain for us. Son of a higher man, you are high and lifted up, and all the world will praise your great name. Hey, your great name. Hey, your great name, your great name. Praise your high. Praise your high.
All glory and praise to Ahaya Bahashem Shaya, Rakpadash Ruwa. The Psalms are dead. Yeah. Our Psalms are dead. What is faith? What is faith? preparing his way for his family. Yes, he built it in fear, 'cause the higher told him so. He had faith. What is faith? What is faith? You gotta have faith. Faith is a something of things hoped for. Ooh, and evidence of things not seen. Yeah, yeah, yeah. You gotta have faith. Ooh, you know what faith is? See, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I don't think no evil. See, I don't speak no evil, 'cause I know a higher come my back. Yeah, yeah. That's faith. That's faith. Come on out of Babylon, y'all. You gotta have faith. You gotta have Abraham, he left everything behind. He left his mother's house. Yes, he did. And went to another land. Just because a higher told him so. See, you gotta have faith. You gotta have faith. Without it, won't be dead. So you gotta do something. You can't just talk about it. You gotta be about it. You can't just la 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 la. You can't just talk about it. You gotta be about it. You gotta have faith. Faith without works is dead. Faith without works is dead. You gotta have faith.
Sometimes I feel I got it bad. Sometimes I feel like holding back. Sometimes I feel like I can't wait to be alone. And then I think about His grace, His love be flowing from the throne. Can't get enough, and when I'm hurting, I'm bleeding. My spirit calling is pleading. For you, I need you to lead. For you, I get on my knees. This sin is like a disease. When I was way down, you picked me right up. The devil came round. He know it's time up. 24 elders bow down with their crown at your feet. Said you are worthy of all praise. And now this battle you defeat. Father, you're worthy of your name. Most High, the Most High, Most High, Most High, Most High, the Most High. Father, you're worthy of your name. Sometimes I feel I got it bad. Sometimes I feel like holding back. Sometimes I feel like I can't wait to be alone, and then I think about His grace, His love be flowing from the throne. Can't get enough, and when I'm hurting, I'm bleeding. My spirit calling is pleading. For you, I need you to lead. For you, I get on my knees. This sin is like a disease. When I was weighed up, you picked me right up. The devil came round. He know it's time up. 24 elders bow down with their crown at your feet. Said you are worthy of all praise, and now this battle you defeat. Father, you're worthy of your name. Most high, the most high, most high, most high, most high, the most high. Father, you're worthy of your name.
Let the 12 tribes gather together. You know that something's about to go down. I can feel it. A higher coming, blowing the trumpet. So gather up well. Yeah. Let's go, yeah. When a higher brings down destruction, that's right. He always lets some Hebrews escape. Gonna be one, yeah. Israel, get yourself together before it's too late. He told Noah to build it up, and Joseph prepared for the famine. Yes, he did. He told Lot and Moses, you better put blood on the door. So I'm telling you now, it's gonna rain. It's gonna rain. Ooh, it's gonna rain. Brimstone and fire, y'all. It's gonna rain. It's coming. It's gonna rain. Brimstone and fire. Come on. The 12 tribes gather together. It's a call where you at. You know that something's about to go down. A highest coming, blowing the trumpet. So gather around. He told Noah to build it up, and Joseph prepared for the famine. Yes, he did. He told Lot and Moses, you better put blood on the door. So I'm telling you now, it's gonna rain. It's gonna rain. Get yourself together. It's gonna rain. It's gonna rain. Come on, listen. As in the days of Noah, so shall the Son of Man be. It's gonna rain. As in the days of Noah, so shall the Son of Man be. It's gonna rain. As in the days of Noah, so shall the Son of Man be. You shall your promise. As in the days of Noah, so shall the Son of Man be. You shall your promise. Come on. You know what it is. Babylon is hidden. Come on. We're going to be praising the highest. Jordan is the place. Let's go. You ready? Come on. It's going down. It's gonna rain. Get out of Babylon.
Let's go.
It's gonna rain. It's gonna rain. It's gonna rain. It's gonna rain. Joy is the place. You're gonna praise for His deliverance. Yeah.
That's where it all started, yeah. First commandment, love a higher with all your heart. Second commandment, love your brother, love your sister. First commandment, love a higher with all your heart. Second commandment, love your brother, love your sister. Love each other. Love each other. Love each other. Love each other. First commandment, love a higher with all your heart. Second commandment, love your brother, love your sister. First commandment, love a higher with all your heart. Second commandment, love a brother, love your love. 'Cause a multitude of sins, all you have to do is find it. Oh, love cares everything and anything, and all you have to do is find it. 'Cause hurt people will hurt people, but love will cure the brokenhearted. And loving people, laying love on people, bring it back to love. That's where it all started, yeah. First commandment, love a higher with all your heart. Second commandment, love a brother, love your sister. First commandment, love a higher with all your heart. Second commandment, love your brother, love your sister. Love each other. Love each other. Love each other. Love each other.
Praise Ahaya Bahashem Yeshaya, Wakwadash Wak, Shalom, brothers and sisters. This is Sister Kana, and I say praise Ahaya, and I'm glad that you guys are here with me, and I just thank you all for joining me, taking out your time. Bless you. As you can see, I'm on a different day. Welcome to the Nappy Hair Chronicles, and I don't have my nappy hair out, but you know, it's in there, okay? The Nappy Hair Chronicles. And I like Nappy Hair Chronicles because it's chronicalizing the journey of the Hebrew Israelite awakening. Praise the highest. So I'm happy to be here. I'm happy to be a part of it. I'm happy to be able to tell, my side of the story. And again, I thank you for joining me. I say, bless you, brothers and sisters. Shalom, Ahaya Prophet Babakaya. How you doing, brother? Good to see you. I am glad that you're here. Thank you. Also, I see Sister Griffin, Gracie Griffin in the building. Thank you, Sister Gracie. It's good to see you. And all the brothers and sisters who join in, and those who are not even here yet, like Aqua, Lawanda. Thank you so much, Sister Lawanda. And also Sister Shandell, Sister Mayana. Praise the higher for the sisters, the Five Wise Virgin Committee. So I just I wanted to touch bases with you, and I wanted to test this day because, guys, all of a sudden,
like clockwork, my internet is acting up since, starting this live thing. Now, I should have known better, because every time I try to go live on these channels, either it's Skype or what other channels or media I try to use, whenever I try to go live, all of a sudden I start having problems with my internet. Now, it's never really no problem, at first, but then all of a sudden it's a problem. So this is what I'm dealing with now. So that's why I decided to switch today. Now, as you can see, I'm on my internet right now, but I'm at the office and I'm using another room so I can make sure that I'm able to switch back and forth on their internet if I have to, because it was really, really bad. Like you guys don't even know how bad I was struggling for the last two broadcasts that I've done, but it goes in and out. I can't tell whether I'm on or off. I can't tell if the person is talking, like when we had Sister Lawanda on, her internet is just circling and the whole time, and I can't even tell whether, y'all can hear her, y'all can hear me, even though I got messages and people were saying that they can hear her. I couldn't hear her at all, and I couldn't respond. It's just horrible. But I'm on my internet now, but it seems fine. We're gonna see how it goes. But I'm really kind of testing this day and seeing, on Fridays when I was doing it, right before the Shabbat, going into my Shabbat. The only reason why that doesn't work is because I'm home, everything is closed, and if I wanted to use another network or something like that, it's almost impossible because everything is shut down. Like if I do it on another day of the week, like Thursday, at least I can come to the office, or I can go to an internet service. I can do different things to get on. But it's always been a problem, guys, and I don't know if for those who watch my channel for a long time, I stopped doing live things for years just because it was so really, really bad. So I kind of forgot how bad it gets. So we'll see how this works out, guys. And thank you for being patient with me. I appreciate you, for working with me on this. So praise Ahaya. So I just wanted to let y'all know, what's going on. So if you notice that things are just I'm shifting around and moving around, you'll know why. Okay. Also, so now you see the header. I thought this was really dynamic because I touched on it on the last show, talking about crimes against humanity. Now, this is something huge, brothers and sisters, and it's very, very big. And I'm going to keep on keeping this type of dialogue going because this is an ongoing situation. Now, we don't know which type of twists and turns this whole Kanye West situation is going to bring, right? He done let the cat out the bag, and he did something really, really huge. And they're trying to I know there's a lot of other things that's going on in the news, unfortunately for that young sister, rest in peace, Shanquella Robinson. Oh, I didn't even talk about that, but y'all know, they taking our sisters out, and this was at the hand of other sisters, which makes it even, worse, is that, how that sister was taken out, and they videotaped it. I mean, it's just horrendous, the atrocity that's going on in our communities on just with each other. And I do believe that this stuff is like witchcraft through CERN. People are demon possessed, like I've been saying, and for months and months and months, there's demon possession going on. They opened up the CERN. So people are really, these crimes are getting horrendous, and people are just, the love of many has been waxed cold, for years and years. But now we are really seeing how bad it is, and it's our brothers and sisters are always at the head of it, of these things. Now nobody else is committing crimes but us, And thank you, brother. I see your comment. I'm going to put it up in a minute. These are not our people who do this. Yes, they're not called by Yeshaya. They are not, they have been taken down, via demon possession. People are acting like that. It's so bad, for that young sister, beautiful sister. And, the other people oh, you got to be so careful, brothers and sisters. And I'm saying these things to our brothers and sisters because we are coming. A lot of people are waking up to this truth, and we don't understand the severity of these demon spirits that will come out of people when, situations, call for them to come out. So I urge that you protect yourself and you be very careful. Keep yourself protected in the spirit. Like I always tell sisters, cover your head. Keep your head covered. We are not in a time right now to be walking around free and, trying to, we know everybody likes to look good. Everybody wants to be beautiful and be considered beautiful. And, women want to wear their hair out and want to look good. But sisters, it is not the time for that. You really need to protect yourself in the spirit. You really need to be covering your head. And these are the things that come to my mind when I hear and see these kind of wicked demon possessions. Like you can't, answer for no one. You can't tell no one to do anything. People don't want to listen, but you can take care of you. That's what you can do. And see, when you covering your head and you really trying to be mindful of protecting yourself in the spirit, see, the Holy Spirit will jump out and speak to you and yell and, to warn you. But it's when you're not operating in the spirit and you don't have the Holy Spirit, you don't have no clue. You don't know what's coming before you. Everything seems normal. But see, when you got the Holy Spirit and you protect it because you mindful of the things you're doing, how you're moving, you're praying, you're keeping your head covered, and you're fasting, you're talking to the Most High constantly, you will be warned. And so this is why I tell our sisters, you must protect yourself in the spirit. And I know you want to wear your hair out, even me to my detriment, guys. I know I'm covering my head too much because that's why my edges are getting very thin. But I can care less about that right now. I really want to make sure I am protected in the spirit so the Most High and the Holy Spirit can be warning me and directing my path on how I move. And sisters, y'all really need to get out of that, that vanity right now. It's not, you need to make it to the kingdom. That's what you need to do. That's more important than anything. And you just need to instruct your children and other sisters, tell them to cover their heads, because as in the day of Noah, so will the coming of the Son of Man be. And what was happening in the days of Noah? The fallen angels were coming down and sleeping with women, right? Or the daughters of Cain, or whoever it was. But right now, you need to be protecting yourself in the spirit. So at all costs, sisters, keep your head covered, okay? Cover your head. And you need to be in the word, reading scriptures. You need to be fasting, and you need to be praying. That's how you protect yourself in the spirit. And, the fasting and praying, we know that Yeshua said some of those spirits don't come out only by fasting and praying. So he let you know one of the main remedies for loosen spirits and demons and keeping them up away from you is fasting and praying, okay? And also keeping your head covered. That's also very, very important. So, okay, so I didn't want to make it long, but I think it's very important to warn our sisters, because sometimes you're getting caught up from the day to day, you're getting lax. You know what I'm saying? You must instruct your children as well. Tell them, speak to them, tell them what's going on, why it's important. Go into the scriptures. If you don't know what scriptures, read Noah and what was happening, the fallen angels, and then go into the other books, the Apocrypha. It gives you the answers, sister. But I have videos on that. You can send me an email and ask, and I can send you these videos I did years ago just about covering your head, protecting yourself in the spirit. So, but that's what I was bringing that up because of what happened with that sister. And I did not, make a video about it. And I didn't even address it, but I did not want it to go unnoticed that I did not speak about that sister, Shaquilla Robinson. And it's a shame, it's a shame that something like that would happen. But it happens when you dealing with people who got demons. And then people want to act like, oh, Sister Kana, why you ain't trying to fellowship with this one and that one? No. I'm not doing that, because I understand, not everything, but I do understand some things, especially things of the spirit. This is what the Most High showed me about it. So that's why no, you have to know what to do and what not to do. And everybody is not called by Ahaya, by Hashem Yeshaya. If they calling on other names, that lets you know right there. And these people be flaring up anger for nothing and getting all upset about stuff, and can't control their temper. There's no temperance. There's no being humble. None of those things. And when things get heated, they just go all the way left. So you have to, protect yourself and understand. And even within the Hebrew Israelite community, because a lot of our people have demon possession, okay? There's a lot of sorcery. The Revelation 18 tells you every foul spirit and unclean and hateful bird is trapped in Babylon. And a lot of people want to act like, oh, well, not me. Well, oh, well, not me. But listen, say something out of the way, or don't make them mad, Don't let them get too upset, because then it just goes left. Okay. So, I just wanted to touch on that, about that death. And that was a horrible situation. And I pray, she's received in the bosom of Abraham. She didn't want to fight back. She was showing a lot of, humility, in her death. So, I must pray for her spirit. But also, mainly I was just talking about what's going on. So that's like a huge distraction, compared to like what's going on with Kanye West. You got all these other things. Now they got a Walmart shooting, all these things. And we all know how we feel about these, type situations that they're doing, these mass shootings. We know it's a distraction, Israel, and it wants to keep you, talking and, keep you occupied with things that's out of your control, that you cannot, have nothing to do with it. So you must stay focused on getting out of Babylon before all Hades break loose. And it's breaking loose, guys, So this whole Kanye West situation, now, this is a big deal that he came out and dropped the ball talking about his mother was sacrificed. Oh my goodness. Now, this is the first time anybody in that realm, that upper echelon, stars and, people in Hollywood, are talking on this level. He got a lot of people talking. And so they want to, kind of, push this under the rug, but he ain't stopping. First of all, he, he's saying that his mother was sacrificed. Now that opens up a can of worms. And this is why I put up the poster that I put up about crimes against humanity, brothers and sisters. Now, although, like I said before, there's no way looking for any kind of retribution from Babylon, because everything that they're doing to us is by intent. And Judah is in the neck of his enemy, just like the Bible says. 4 tribes are scattered throughout the 4 corners of the earth, just like the Bible said, so that they will have a hard time taking us all down. But we know the main tribe, Judah, is within the neck of our enemies, and they're doing everything to take our people out. And so this is just, a part of it. But by Kanye West being the first person to bring it out that he was sacrificed, his mother was sacrificed, and then he named other names like Michael Jordan. He named Dr. Dre and his son. He named who else? A few others, Bill Cosby. But let's talk about also the other type of sacrificing that they have been doing. Like, I just saw a video like on Michael Johnson with his child, his boy, his male son, being a flaming, gay guy, dressing like a woman, emasculating this man's son. And that is his sacrifice. His son was his sacrifice. So is the other basketball player that married to that actress. Gabrielle Union and the man she's married to, I forget his name, basketball player, they sacrificed his firstborn child. So that's another form of fat sacrificing. So there's different ways that people are being, giving up their sacrifices. But the problem and what's so amazing, like let's talk about like Sade. They say, I've heard that Sade, now I don't know how true this is. I'm just saying because of now this transgender thing is so huge and how all like the Victoria's Secret models and, they're saying that's the secret is that all these transgender people were walking around parading like the opposite sex, mainly as women, and they were male. And we had no clue, we had no idea that this type of thing was going on. And now, just like Sandra Bullock, was it Sandra Bullock or one of the other actresses adopted these black children and turned the boys into girls. And they've been doing this kind of stuff right before our eyes for decades. And we had no idea. So now that the truth is coming out, this was a form of this demented, demonic sacrifice system that Babylon has been perpetrating all these years. And our people have been going along sacrificing their children and their loved ones to Moloch. This is another form of what the Bible calls sacrificing to Moloch. And I mean, we can take it even further, like Mike Tyson. Everybody kind of pushed that under the rug. His 4-year-old child, I thought when I heard about it was a sacrifice. All of a sudden, his child got mangled in the treadmill. He had a 4-year-old like daughter or something. His child died. I mean, the list goes on and on. We know about Jennifer Hudson and, her whole family being wiped out. And it's just, there's so many of these stories that we have heard. Even Master P recently, his daughter is lost. And everybody knows they thinking these things were sacrifices because this is how Hollywood gets down. So now that, but no one has ever came out and spoken about it the way Kanye West did. So now it's on the record. So I want to show you guys a quick video that I ran across, which I think is very important because it's on paper and I want to document it here on my channel as well by showing this video. Okay, so I'll be right back. Give me a second and I will pull up this video so that you guys can see it. And we can move on from here. Hold on.
Body is God. That's the only person that I serve. My mom ain't here. My mama was sacrificed.
Kanye West can end this by telling the truth.
And what do you believe that truth is?
The doctor had nothing to do with his mom's death.
Kanye West is sharing some very shocking, never-before-heard details about his late mother Donda's passing, and he claims she was sacrificed for his fame. The idea that in order to make it in Hollywood, you literally have to sacrifice someone you love has been around for decades, but we don't often hear a major celebrity openly talk about this. So what exactly did Kanye reveal about sacrificing his mom?
Out in Hollywood, a lot of people come up missing. Feels like it might be a lot of that.
As you all know by now, Kanye West has been effectively blacklisted by the entertainment industry and canceled by corporate America following his remarks about Jewish people. Virtually every company has cut ties with Kanye, including his longtime collaborator Adidas. And according to multiple reports, Kanye lost as much as 75% of his net worth in just 2 weeks following his comments about the Jewish community. But despite losing his platform, multiple lucrative business deals, and more than half his money, Kanye is still not backing down. In fact, it looks like he won't rest until he completely exposes the dark side of Hollywood. In a recent interview by the Daily Stardust, Kanye made some very shocking claims about the entertainment industry, and he said the only reason he's being canceled is because, unlike most celebs, he refuses to be controlled.
They can't control me. You get what I'm saying? They can control Shaq. They can control Charles Barkley. They can control LeBron James. They can control Jay-Z and Beyonce.
No, not you, man.
But they can't control me. You
No,
see, it
you.
ain't no name I won't name.
Exactly.
It's up.
But that's not all Kanye said. He also touched on a very interesting topic about Hollywood sacrifices and claimed that his own mother was sacrificed for his fame. Now, before we get into what Kanye said about his mom's passing, let's go over some context because this is not the first time we're hearing that Donda West lost her life under suspicious circumstances. Dr. Donda West passed away unexpectedly on November 10, 2007 at age 58 as a result of complications from multiple cosmetic procedures. The autopsy report states that multiple post-operative factors could have played a role, but it also says that there is no evidence of surgical or anesthetic misadventure or any other surgical procedure problem. The deputy medical examiner, Luis Pena, also wrote in the report that the manner of death could not be determined. After the coroner's report was issued, authorities in Los Angeles launched an investigation and found out that the plastic surgeon, Dr. Jan Adams, who operated on Kanye's mom, had previous convictions for DUI and at least 2 major malpractice settlements. Dr. Adams also showed some strange behavior in the weeks following Donda's passing. For example, on November 20th, 2007, he walked off Larry King Live and refused to answer questions about Donda's surgeries.
Then just a few things having nothing to do with them. Don't you want to speak out?
No.
You don't want to?
No. I do not.
All right, but you came here to speak out.
That's correct. But I'm going to honor their wishes.
He then returned to the show in January 2008, claiming he was there to defend himself, but he once again refused to discuss the details of Donda's death, and he brought along his lawyer, who interjected as soon as Larry asked if something went wrong during the surgery.
Did the autopsy clear you of any involvement, do you think, in her death?
I think the autopsy speaks for itself. Period.
You know, Larry, if I can jump in here for 1 second, one of the things that I wanted to address here today is you can say things about me, I can say things about you, and people can say things about each other out on the street. But Dr. Adams is a physician, and because he's a physician, he's in a position where he is not able to comment on any care or any discussions that he's had with any of his patients, including Dr. West and any other patient.
And because Dr. Adams refused to give any details about Donda's surgical procedures, and given his previous DUI arrest and lawsuits, a lot of people concluded he was responsible for Donda's passing. But then the story took another bizarre turn when Dr. Adams appeared on Inside Edition and claimed that Kanye knows the real truth about his mother's passing, which brings us to the whole Hollywood sacrifice thing.
Kanye West can end this by telling the truth.
And what do you believe that truth is?
The doctor had nothing to do with his mom's death. Donda West survived the surgery very well. She was at home.
Did anything during that surgery go wrong?
No.
Were there any complications during the surgery?
No.
Was there anything prior to the operation that gave you pause about operating on this woman?
No.
Dr. Adams pointed the finger at Kanye's cousin, Stephen Scogans, a registered nurse who allegedly was taking care of Donda after her surgery. And according to Dr. Adams, Stephen left Donda unattended after someone gave her 20 painkillers.
Her nurse wasn't there. Her nurse was gone to a baby shower rather than taking care of his aunt. This lady shouldn't be dead. All you had to do is sit her up. And every nurse on the planet knows that. Her caregivers gave her, 20 Vicodin tabs in less than 20 hours.
Now, as far as Stephen, he strongly denied Dr. Adams' allegations and showed an email exchange with Donda on the evening before she passed, seemingly proving he was actually in charge of her recovery, and he was also cleared of any wrongdoing following an official investigation by the authorities. As you can see, there are a lot of strange things surrounding Donda West's passing, but if everything Dr. Adams said is true, then Kanye knows the real truth about what happened to his mom. Interestingly, in April 2018, Kanye claimed the cover of his 8th studio album, Love Everyone, would be a photo of Dr. Adams, and he said he wanted to send the message to forgive and stop hating, implying that he didn't really believe Dr. Adams was to blame. But if Dr. Adams wasn't responsible, then who was? Does Kanye know something about his mom's passing that's hidden from the public? Well, here's where things get really weird. While talking to the Daily Stardust, Kanye said his mom was sacrificed, and then he went on to mention several other celebrities whose loved ones died under suspicious circumstances.
My mom ain't here. My mama was sacrificed.
Neutral.
You understand?
Yeah, we appreciate you.
Michael Jordan, what about him? His daddy, right? Bill Cosby, his son, right? Dr. Dre, his son. You know, out in Hollywood, a lot of people come up missing. Feels like it might be a lot of that in order to control, traumatize. They want to monetize and traumatize.
Now, it's important to point out that there are a lot of conspiracy theories about ritual sacrifices in the entertainment industry that are completely unhinged. But we also have to remember that things like MK Ultra were once considered to be conspiracy theories until the CIA admitted they actually secretly funded mind control experiments. And considering that Hollywood has always been closely intertwined with the government, it's safe to assume that all kinds of dark and sinister things happen in the entertainment industry that most people don't know about. Speaking of mind control, Kanye also recently exposed celebrity personal trainer Harley Pasternak for threatening to institutionalize him. On November 4th, Kanye shared texts sent to him by Pasternak, and in one of the texts, Harley gave Kanye an ultimatum, telling him he was either going to sit down and have an open conversation with him, or he will send him to a mental institution. Second option, I have you institutionalized again, where they can medicate the crap out of you, and you go back to Zombieland forever. Playdate with the kids just won't be the same. And if you're wondering how can a personal trainer have a major celebrity institutionalized on a whim, well, that's where the story gets even scarier. It didn't take long before internet sleuths discovered that Harley Pasternak used to be employed by the Department of National Defense with the Canadian government, and worked at a military facility that performs research into different psyops for the purpose of influencing human behavior.
Wow.
But then, as soon as this information went viral on Twitter, this part about Harley's past employment disappeared from his Wikipedia page. By the way, the first time Kanye was placed on an involuntary psychiatric hold was back in 2016. And what's bizarre is that the incident happened at Harley Pasternak's house. So as you can see, there are a lot of weird and scary things going on in Hollywood. And whether Kanye is telling the truth about his mom being sacrificed for his fame or not, it doesn't really change the fact that the entertainment industry has a very dark side. As for the fans' reaction to Kanye's recent comments about his mom's passing, a lot of people are standing behind Kanye and praising him for having the courage to speak publicly about this. One Twitter user wrote, Kanye said his mom was a sacrifice. He really spilling the beans. This man putting his life on the line, and our people still believing he's not for the people? How can you hate this man? And another person said, Kanye broke out the MK mind control and trying to find peace with God because he sold his soul. Now he's giving names and basically telling you in order to be in Hollywood, you have to sacrifice, literally. People love calling Kanye crazy until he's right, and he's right. However, there are also a lot of people who still claim that Kanye is crazy and they actually want to see him institutionalized. One person tweeted, someone on here said Kanye needs to be under conservatorship, and I couldn't agree more. Dude's lost his marbles. One Twitter user wrote, Kanye West needs to be institutionalized now. But what do you think about Kanye saying his mom was sacrificed? Let us know in the comments below, and if you thought this story was shocking, wait till you see this next more. Dude's lost his marbles.
Hold on.
One Twitter user wrote, Kanye West needs to be.
Now, this lady says, her name is Tabitha Speaks. Kanye West needs to be institutionalized now. Look at her hand sign. Look at her throwing up that 666 hand signs there, if you guys can see that. See, there's a lot of people that's working, and you know they're trolls. They have to put up comments to give adverse information.
Institutionalized now. But what do you think about Kanye saying his mom was sacrificed? Let us know in the comments below, and if you thought this story was shocking, wait till you see this next video.
Yes. So there is a lot going on, brothers and sisters. So I just wanted to play this video because it definitely showing that people heard him. It's not something that's being swept under the rug. There's quite a few videos, out there like this. Yeah, and it's unfortunately what's going on. And now let me just say on the other hand, I wouldn't be surprised, guys, if Kanye West gets on the bill of the presidency run with Donald Trump. Okay, and this would further throw our people into a frenzy. So we really have to be careful and watch. Although I'm rooting for Kanye because I feel like he's doing things, unprecedented. Like a lot of things that he's doing, is ushering information forward. Our people, getting all these things out in the forefront. That's kind of breaking the mind control of our people. A lot of people, you start talking about, these, Sandy Hook or any kind of thing, people will be like, no, it's not true. It's not true. But, when a celebrity like of his stature starts saying these kind of things, it's hard for people to, get around it. You understand? But I wouldn't be surprised if, him and, Donald Trump hook up and they end up being on this ticket running for presidents, and then would further throw our people in a black hole, thinking that they can sit still in Babylon and wait like as if it's some, savior or something like that. So we have to be very careful. And I try to be careful about the information. I know I'm like, Kanye West 2024 because he's a black man. And it definitely, like the whole Obama trip, but he wasn't for us. And Kanye West already clearly told us that he sold his soul. He sacrificed his mother. So that puts him in the whole, opposite end of this situation. He's on the opposite end, brothers and sisters. No matter how we try to, crumble the cookie, he has sold his soul for fame and he sacrifices. Now he may try to come and turn it around now and try to act like he's for the people, but we don't know which way this thing is going to turn. So I would hate to be, sitting there like Kanye West, knowing that if he gets on that ticket with Donald Trump, it's going to further sit our people still. And people are really going to think that they ain't got to come out of Babylon. They're going to want to see Kanye West win. Not that we don't want to see the brother win, but Kanye West needs to get out of Babylon. Kanye West needs to get out of harm's way because, there's no good is going to come out of this for him unless he, unless he removes himself out of Babylon. We know what's coming. Right. You said his soul is not his to sell, really, but they do. The Bible speaks about people sacrificing their children to Moloch. So it is an issue. You can do that. I mean, I don't know if you know that in the scripture, it says, do not sacrifice your children to Moloch. That means giving up your child's soul for another god, worshiping of other gods. It's real. It's not his soul to give, but there is a choice. It's the choices that we make. So you better believe that there's people that's serving Satan in a very big way, and it's not a game. And they have sold their souls. They have denounced the power of this universe, the father of our forefathers, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. There's people who have done that, and they're doing it, and they continue to do it. There are fallen angels, and people are sacrificing to these powers. So we have to accept that. And Kanye West basically told us he sold his soul. He gave, his mother up as a sacrifice. So now how this thing, that's what I'm saying about the twist and the turn. So, I had to think about this as I was preparing to come on and talk to y'all about this, because I was coming from the place of the man of perdition must be revealed, brothers and sisters. And the earth will know that Yeshua Christ is coming. And the earth will know that these people who are working against Christ, they will know. Every knee will bow, every tongue will confess and know Yeshua is King of Kings, and he's going to be our Savior, and Ahia will eventually, rule the earth after 1,000 years. So every knee will bow and every tongue will confess it. So these people who are sacrificing and doing all this wickedness, they either going to repent and come back to the Most High, or they're going to burn in Hades, and suffer the judgment. And the same thing with the children of Israel who don't make the right choices. We all have a choice to make, and that's what this is all about. So the reason why I don't want to get off topic, but the reason why I brought up this whole thing, because I feel it's a way to reveal what's going on in this earth, to reveal the men of perdition who are blatantly working against the Most High. And I was looking into crimes against humanity, because they like to use our laws of the Bible against us. They know our laws. They know that the Most High is a stickler for his laws. They know that we must keep these commandments as the children of Israel. They know that we must come under his law, statutes, and commandments. And that's why there's so much mis and disinformation that's going on out here as we speak. And, knowing those holy days, calling on the right power, all that stuff is very important. And I'm going to get into them holy days a little later, because we got a big feast coming up this weekend. Praise the High, the Feast of Dedication. So that's like our Christmas and Thanksgiving, all in one. And this starts this weekend, Saturday at sundown, an 8-day feast. So I'm going to get into that, because it's important that you know the laws and the holy days of the Most High. Don't deceive yourself in thinking, oh, you could just call on a name and you can say a couple of, praise or hayas or praise or whoever, and think that you're safe. The Most High is a stickler for laws, and he made it so that it's a sign between us. So you need to find out the correct days. Okay, so I'm just going to leave that there for now. But I just want to talk about crimes against humanity, just the same way that they use our laws against us, and always have and always will. We have to learn to use their laws against them. So that's where the whole idea, came in my mind. Praise the High Bahasham Yeshaya, to think that we could, come up with a petition against them, crimes against humanity. That's a very big case. And it goes deep, brothers and sisters. I'm talking about all the type of sacrifices that they have allowed and made our people do. Now, Kanye West is saying that he was forced, and of course he needs to say something. I mean, he did sacrifice his mother, so he got to put it delicately and say certain things like he was forced. But we know that it had to be a choice that he made. But the fact that they tell people that this is something that they need to do in order to have riches and success in Babylon, that is straight wickedness. It's horrendous. And this is a crime. And their courts and their law says so. So at the United Nations, they have this thing, and it just came to my mind, and I just thank the Holy Spirit, the Most High, just gives me information. And something I've heard about these things on different programs, crimes against humanity, where it's a law to commit murder, and it's at a high level, that they have allowed this to go on years after years, centuries, that people will be sacrificed for fame. So they know exactly what they've been doing, and it's been perpetrated upon our people. I'm not saying that other nations haven't participated, and I'm not saying that other people, other nations haven't dealt with it, but our people have dealt with this at a very high level, and they needed to have this criteria that we would, our people would do this, because they knew it would be breaking the law of the Most High. They knew that it's like a slap in the face to the Most High. So they needed the children of Israel to participate in this kind of thing. While they're under the curses, they don't know who they are and what it means, how detrimental it is. But it is a crime. And there's laws on the books about this kind of atrocity in the earth. So this is how we can start revealing the wickedness of these Gentiles, the wickedness of these people, the man of perdition, putting this kind of thing in, America mainly. Not saying that other nations don't do it, I don't know, but we know it's done in America. and the fact that Kanye West let the cat out of the bag, and he's blatantly have said it. This is the first time, so now it can be used against them, brothers and sisters. And I'm just going to try every way I can to figure out how this, can put this situation in place so that people will know the atrocity. Now, it goes much deeper than this. This is just scratching the surface of the wickedness that is perpetrated in America. Now, I also wanted to talk about those abortion laws. That is straight wickedness, and it's straight murder to allow and have people thinking that it's okay for them to abort children, unborn children. It's murder, and it's murder in the eyes of the Most High. And they know it was murder in the eyes of the Most High. And they deceived our people, especially the children of Israel, knowing that, we are bound by the laws of the Most High. So we wasn't supposed to be doing that kind of crap. And they knew it. So this is another category of crimes against humanity. You understand? And so this is something that needs to be looked into, need to be talked about, need to be checked out. And I'm going to read something. I'll share my screen with you guys so that y'all can see, because I went on the United States, and I want to read, information about it so that we can be clear. And then we can have a discussion for those of you who don't agree, or those of you who do agree. But in the meantime, I'm going to put up some of you guys' comments. I see there's some people making comments. Okay. I see your comment, Babakaya, and you said people need to give the man a chance, meaning Kanye West. Yes, we're trying. We're going to see how this thing pans out and what happens. But I just wanted to give you guys, food for thought, coming from a righteous perspective, because, see, it's all about keeping the children of Israel still in Babylon. This is the main thing, y'all. If the children of Israel, if the children of Israel came out of Babylon and started to move, none of this stuff would matter. It really wouldn't matter. It's just because our people are in Babylon, and they know that Babylon the Great is falling. There's a prophecy that is going to be split in three, that our people will be the ones stuck in Babylon. We don't have dual citizenship. It's hard for our people to be moving around. There's a lot of things at hand. So this is just orchestrated stuff that keep our people still instead of getting up and getting out of harm's way. All this distraction, all this disinformation, all this is about is keeping the children of Israel still. Ahaya said, "Come out of her, my people," as in Revelation 18:4. So that's the direction, and that is the command, and that's what we need to be focused on. But because there's so many other factors that's coming into play, this is why we got to have this discussion. Because if the children of Israel got up and left, the majority, if there was a mass movement of our people getting out, then, we don't need to have this conversation. But now there's possibly someone like Kanye West rising up, or Ye, let me say his name, Ye or whatever, rising up out of the dust, and he's starting to talk and say things that our people are going to resonate towards. We know the wickedness in Babylon, and somebody's actually talking about it. And now what if this person turns around and now he becomes a running mate? Like, they tried to take all his money away from him. But if he joins the banner with Donald Trump, that would definitely keep our people sitting still, and they know it. You understand? So that's what we all feared about the whole Obama becoming president. It was because he was a black man. Now, hopefully the children of Israel won't be so, smitten and taken in so easily this time. But guys, can you imagine if he, ran for president? Everybody is going to sit still. Or, was a running mate of Donald Trump. Can you imagine how at this critical time? Okay, so let me not lose my joy. So I just want to put these comments on here, but I'm going to go into the crimes against humanity, because this, if it does nothing else, brothers and sisters, it reveals the wickedness. And this is what the Bible's talking about. The man of perdition must be revealed. These people who are working against the children of Israel, these people that Kanye West called out already, he already done called them out. And he's already, and we know that even though there's a lot of issues with Donald Trump, and he already announced his running for presidency, and they say his name is Drumpf, so he is like part of the Jewish thing. He is fighting against them. It's a known fact that he's fighting a fight against them. Now, does he have a plan to also work against the children of Israel? I believe so. Like I was telling y'all, that wall needs to be built. He was the main one talking about that wall. And I'm sure as soon as he get in office, that's what he's going to start doing again. And there's going to be no escape out of Babylon. Right now, people still can get out of Babylon by the means of those borders. But once they secure them borders, you're not going anywhere. And that's the whole point. So he does have an agenda, even though it looks like he's fighting against them. He's also going to keep up his part of the bargain, which is get them borders secured so that the children of Israel cannot leave America. This all about keeping the children of Israel still until destruction. So y'all just better pay attention to that aspect of it. Even though I'm talking about crimes against humanity, this is just to put things on the forefront worldwide, on an international level, about the wickedness. It's got to be revealed, brothers and sisters. We have to start calling out these people for this wickedness. We cannot let what Kanye West did go unanswered and go unheard. We must be talking about this stuff. We must be putting it out there, because this is the wickedness that they have been portraying through the whole earth. And somebody finally admitted it. Okay, so where it's going to go from there, I don't know, but we're going to see for sure. You said his soul is not his soul to sell. Yes, I see that, sister. But I already spoke on that. People need to exchange. The Most High is using him to expose what we knew already. Yes, I believe it. I believe the Most High is using him, in the sense, and I stand by that too. I believe so too. But we also gotta not be deceived. He did commit a sacrifice, so he's for the matter. He satisfied what he needed to do for the enemy. He satisfied his agreement. He sold the soul of his mother. You know what I'm saying? So any sacrifices that needed to be done, it's already done. So we don't know which way it's going to go. And that's all I wanted to, bring up about this. I do believe the Most High is using this brother to, bring out some information and this and that. Now, where it goes from here, guys, I don't know. And I don't want people to get complacent and think that they got more time. You said, Khan says, I agree with you. Praise the high. I hope you still agree with me, because, I'm saying some things and I just want to put it out there, so that people don't get distracted. His soul is not his soul to sell, Khan. That's true. Ahaya is the, the beginning and the ending, Praise Ahaya, Babakaya. And the water sister, Mary, Jacob, Israel, praise the high. You said maybe he repented. Let's pray. I pray that brother repented. I pray that he's on the path, fighting for this truth. And that's why I wanted to bring up that whole crimes against humanity. I wish that it gets out to him that's something he would consider doing. But then I started to think about this whole presidency, and if he's offered to be a running mate with Donald Trump, which it could have been a plan from when they met 5 years ago, when he came into office and he spoke with Donald Trump and everybody was mad. When Kanye spoke with Trump, hey, that could have been a part of the plan back then, something that he would consider. Okay, listening to Trump supporters blew me away. The things they said are done to children. Yes, and that's one thing about Trump. He brought out a lot of information too. He's talking about the sacrificing of children and how the pedophilia and the whole Pizzagate. Remember, Donald Trump is the one who blew the whistle on all of that stuff with the Democrats, and a lot of people didn't want to believe it, but it's true. And he was letting the cat out of the bag. So even though he's on a specific side, he's still letting the cat out of the bag in a big way. So they don't want to see him in office. And especially if he take on someone like Kanye West. Amen. My family singing that dumb song, Murder on My Mind. What song is that? I don't know it by heart. Let's see. Let's see, she said, my mama, a Hebrew Torah only Israelite. Happy she going viral. Oh, okay, she went viral. Praise the higher. And you said kind sis. And also, I'm not afraid. Well, praise the higher, but I know we must get out of harm's way, brothers and sisters. That's the scripture. He said, come out of her, my people, that you not partake in the plague and the iniquity. You know, there is iniquity going on in the earth. The Most High is not in agreement with what's going on in Babylon. He's got a whole couple of chapters against Babylon. A lot of 50, 51, all those scriptures are about talking about Babylon the Great and the daughter of Babylon. So the Most High is definitely against that place. So we have to accept that and get out of harm's way, like the Most High have commanded us to come out of my people. And so that's what this is all about. And in the interim, we can start revealing the wickedness that is going on in Babylon, because that place is going to burn. The Most High is bringing judgment there for all this wickedness that we're talking about here today, the sacrificing, the killing of the saints, the kings, the prophets that was killed there. All that stuff has to be answered for. And the children of Israel need to move out of harm's way and move out of a highest way so he can bring that judgment down. Okay? So we can't not, forget, why it's important for us to come out of there. For one, because the Most High has told us to come out. And for two, he's bringing judgment there. And he's urging Israel to get out, not to partake into that type of wickedness that he's about to bring. Let me see. I'm going to read now on this. Hold on if I can find it. Let's see. Content. Yeah. Okay. So here. So I'm going to share my screen with you guys. So let me know that you can see this. And it's the United Nations website, and it's the segment of crimes against humanity. And this is what we're talking about. Okay, background. It said, it is not clear in which context the term crimes against humanity was first developed. Some scholars point to the use of this term or very similar terms as early as late 18th and early 19th century, particularly in the context of slavery and the slave trade, and to describe Afrocentricities associated with European colonialism in Africa and elsewhere, such as, for example, the atrocities committed by Lepenoid of Belgium in the Congo Free State. Other scholars point to the declaration issued in 1915 by the Allied governments, France, Great Britain, and Russia, condemning the mass killing of Armenians in the Ottoman Empire to be the origin of the use of the term as the label for the category of international crimes. So basically, you guys, it's always been something that America used against these other countries when they didn't approve or like, the things they were doing it, or how different, governments were handling their peoples. They will always come up with this cause, like crimes against humanity. But as you can see in the first part of this, it says, and I'll use my pointer, to use this term or very similar terms as early as the late 18th and 19th century, particularly in the context of slave and slave trade. So that's us. We are the slaves that came over on slave ships, to America. So it was initially something that was going on with us. So we're still in this servitude mode. We're still in slave mode. So it's very well could be pertaining to what's going on with us. Okay, moving on. It says, since then, the notion of crimes against humanity has evolved under international customary law through the jurisdiction of international courts, such as the International Criminal Court, the International Criminal Court Tribunal for the former Yugoslavia, and the International Criminal Tribunal for Rwanda. Many states have also criminalized crimes against humanity in their domestic law. Others have yet to do so. Okay, it says crimes against humanity have not yet been codified in a dedicated treaty of international law, unlike genocide or war crimes, although there are efforts to do so. Despite this, the prohibition of crimes against the prohibition of crimes against humanity, similar to the prohibition of genocide, has been considered a peremptory norm of international law, from which no derogation is performed, and which is applicable to all states. Okay. Okay. So in 1998, Rome's statute establishing the International Criminal Court, Rome Statute, is the document that reflects the latest consensus among the international community on this matter. It is also the treaty that offers the most extensive list of specific acts that may constitute the crime. Okay, so here's the definitions. Rome Statute of the International Criminal Court, Article 7, Crimes Against Humanity. For the purpose of this statute, crime against humanity means any of the following acts when committed as part of a widespread or systematic attack directed against any civilian population with knowledge of the attack. Okay, so A, murder. So this right away falls under what we're talking about this sacrifice. It's a systematic system. Here, again, let me go. Crimes against humanity, back up. 1, for the purpose of this statute, crime against humanity means any of the following acts. Okay, so it means any of these following when committed as part of a widespread or systematic attack directed against any civilian population with knowledge of the attack. Okay, so that means that they were doing this knowingly. They were doing these sacrifices to many people. Like there's a long list, including Michael Jackson and Whitney Houston and, what's her name? Amy Winehouse and all the 27-year-old actors and actresses and musicians that died at the age of 27. Do y'all know that list? They talk about those that die at 27 mysteriously. Even Bob Marley and all these people, when they stop agreeing or going along, and I'm just talking about entertainers at this point. But as you can see, just like the young girl who died, Shaquilla Robinson, when they interviewed the father and the mother, it was a black and white checkered floor, and they were talking to some newscaster, black man, but it seems like it was part of the masonry, the whole look of the thing. And this is what they do, learning about the color schemes that they use when it's a hit, a sacrifice hit. on someone, all these things come into effect. Now that we know that someone has actually come out, like Kanye West, and said his mother was sacrificed. See, we didn't have that aspect of it before, but now we do. Somebody has openly and verbally said that they have been a part of these sacrifices, and this is what will constitute crimes against humanity. It's murder. Okay, it says B, extermination, C, enslavement, deportation or forcible transfer of population. Okay, that's like the slave trade, or like what they talking about with these kids, underground, excuse me, enslavement and trap, like what they say, they arresting these people for enslaving these women and transporting them to another thing, that all that stuff. Okay, imprisonment or other severe deprivation of physical liberty in violations of fundamental rules or international law. Okay, torture, rape, sexual slavery, enforced prostitution, forced pregnancy, enforced sterilization. Listen, we're talking about Planned Parenthood and, making people feel like it's okay to get rid of their children, abortion, brothers and sisters, or any, that can fit into this type of thing. People thinking that it was okay and they passing the laws. And now the fact that they've taken abortion off the table, that is no longer illegal, praise are higher. There's something that needs to be discussed as far as this goes, or any other form of sexual violence or comparable gravity. Persecution against any identifiable group or collectivity on political, racial, national, ethnic, cultural, religious. These are the things that we need to be looking into. Gender as defined in paragraph 3, or other groups that are universally recognized as impermissible under international law, in connection with any act referred to in this paragraph, or any crime within the jurisdiction of the court. That has to be looking. So now we have to speak to someone who's knowledgeable on the humanities section about human law on an international level. We must speak to someone. Now I know Aqua Flawanda, she was, looking into some things for me to speak to certain people. So I thank you, Sister Lawanda. We're going to continue pushing this kind of information, because it's very pertinent that we are informed on what are the parameters, of this thing, because this is part of revealing the wickedness of the man of perdition that they have been doing over the centuries, as we have been enslaved in this place. And then it needs to be revealed, because these people are trying to act like they're trying to throw stones, hide their hand, trying to act like they're good when they are Wow, brothers and sisters. So I don't know how long did this thing go down. Yes, they are messing with my lives, brothers and sisters. And I don't know how long I was talking because I was reading, and I don't know how long I was actually not being heard. So can y'all tell me, like, what's the last thing y'all saw? Or last thing I was saying, because I was reading that whole thing. I read the whole thing. But I'm going to put the link, just a couple of minutes. Okay. I'm going to put the link in the thing so you guys can go and read this, because it's very important and it's detailed on, what this whole thing is about. But it's very important because they never would even consider that somebody would turn the tides and turn the stakes on them. And these are their laws that they got in place to penalize other countries when they do stuff against their people. But it's never meant to be turned on them with their wickedness. And now that Kanye West have let the cat out of the bag, okay, now that he has definitely let the cat out of the bag, we can this kind of complaint can definitely be pushed, because we always knew it. We always heard about it. We heard about all the wickedness that they were doing. We heard about how they were, that this stuff was true. And I've definitely heard about it because I was in the music industry. And although in the very beginning, I didn't know to what degree sacrifice meant, I thought it was just like the casting couch and, people, just having sex or doing something to that nature, not literally selling your soul for fame and offering up a sacrifice of another person and a close family member and all that crap that they had been doing. Oh, no. So this stuff needs to come out, and these people internationally, so these other nations can know of the wickedness that these people have been pushing over these centuries, why we have been under their necks, and as we've been suffering the captivity. The scripture says the man of perdition that must be revealed. This is the kind of wickedness needs to be known worldwide, because see what they're going to try to do, brothers and sisters, and y'all need to hear me on this. They're going to try to demonize the children of Israel as a means that they will be justified to attack our people. Just like in 70 AD, when they, they said that, the children of Israel burned down, they set a fire and blamed it on the children of Israel, like how now they're trying to set up the Hebrew Israelites and act like they are responsible and trying to make them a terrorist group, all these things. This is the only way they can get away with stuff like that is if we do not start, putting out what type of wickedness these people are capable of, what type of wickedness that they are doing to us and have been doing and perpetrating this stuff on the whole earth. Now, just like how, I'm living in a foreign country and people they're hearing about this transgender thing. And it's not that these other nations don't participate, but they don't participate at the high level that Babylon is pushing it. Like we see that even in like Jamaica, let's say, they're pushing the homosexuality very prevalently. Like a lot of our, men, these Jamaican men, are coming out as, I don't know what they call it, like Bati boys or, some gay term they use that's in Jamaican, undertone or whatever. But they're pushing these things in all these countries, especially where the children of Israel are, so that they can justify when they bring wickedness upon us and act like, oh, well, they're killing. That's why all this stuff is in the news about these brothers and sisters killing and hurting other people. Well, they'll grandize all this stuff and make it seem like, oh, this is just how they are. They're just wicked. They make other nations afraid of us, make it so that we can't come to other places and live peacefully because there's so much negativity that's put into the news and in the press. So we have to start revealing the wickedness that they are perpetrated throughout the earth, the pornography and all this child trafficking and, just all the wickedness that they got going on. And they usually like to put our people as the face of it. But if we take it to a higher level, like crimes against humanity, and it's international law. It puts it on a different playing field. We have to reveal it. The man of perdition has to be revealed. This wickedness has got to stop. As we start to usher in Yeshua, Christ, our Savior, is coming. He's coming, and he's going to fight for us in these things. So this is what I have been thinking about, and on all the levels, not just on the Kanye West level, which is a main level, because now he done put it out there, but also with the Planned Parenthood, with the, abortions, with the sacrificing, is just killing people like this girl, Shandell, what her name, Robinson. All these things, these are the type of sacrifices, and it's been going just like with the young boy that got killed. Even the man with the foot on his neck, all these things in plain sight, sacrificing these people up to usher in. Even what they're doing at the award shows, the type of performances, and they have the owl and the one eye and all kind of demonic. Visual effects, ushering in wickedness, trying to, dumb down and dull down the senses of the righteous people, the righteous ones. So we have to really start, getting on our P's and Q's and fighting in the spirit, brothers and sisters, praying more, fasting more, so that the Most High will make a way for us to win these battles, because that's scripture. The man of perdition must be revealed. We have to start bringing up and talking about this wickedness that these people are doing. It should stir you in the core of your spirit when you're hearing about these different deaths and different things that, people are starting to reveal, like Kanye West saying his mother was sacrificed. That shouldn't rest easy with anyone. And it definitely didn't rest easy with me, because I've been in that music industry. I had to get up out of it because of this type of wickedness, because I wasn't partaking in it. And I thank the Most High, higher, for waking me up and letting me see. Even watching it when I saw on Whitney Houston what was going on with her. I mean, Prince, Michael Jackson, James Brown, all of these people that we know that, passed away mysteriously. There was no real cause of death. Jennifer Hudson, whole family was killed. That young rapper, I always forget his name, the one in California, Nipsey Hussle, him. These people were sacrificed for fame, for other people. And we know it. But nobody was willing to say anything. And now until Kanye West has brought it out to the forefront. So don't let them, put all this propaganda in our face and that we forget this main point. It's very important that he brought this out. And now it can be a talking point. You should start talking about it to your family members. Like, oh, did you hear that? Did you hear that he brought this out? That And a lot of people have a lot of respect for Kanye West. I believe that if he does run, as for president or vice president, that he would surely win at this point. Because that's the type of hold he has gotten because of what he's saying and speaking out. And a lot of people love Kanye West right now. So he can be used against the children of Israel. So I pray, brothers and sisters, that you're paying attention. I pray that you take that link and you read it and understand it, so that we can start to dialogue about it, start to talk to people about it. We start moving on that type of international level, revealing the wickedness that's being perpetrated in Babylon. And that y'all understand how important it is for y'all to start coming out of her. Ahaya said, come out of her, my people. You don't belong in there. If you consider yourself an unrighteous man or a woman, you have no place there. And you need to get up out of there. You understand? Enough is enough of the wickedness, of the foolishness. Enough of it. We have to start standing on truth. You got to stand on righteousness, that you don't even want to partake or be a part of something that's that wicked. You should really feel that way, like, oh my God, goodness, what the heck? Oh, am I participating in? With all those rituals after rituals. We know even with the slap with Will Smith and Chris Rock, that was a whole ritual. All these rituals that our people are partaking in just because they are still in Babylon. And you can try to act like you're not a part of it. You can try to act like you're not, into it, but you are. There's a lot of things that need to be done outside of Babylon as we prepare for our Christ, Yeshua. Okay, so I wanted to just, give that information about these sacrifices and what it meant, and going into crimes against the humanity and using their laws against them. This law is perfect for us to start standing up and standing on it, of these rituals that they've been doing, all kind of wickedness. And it must stop. And it has to stop, and that stuff must die in Babylon. That's why the Most High is going to get rid of that place. The wickedness is so thick. It's so thick, brothers and sisters. Okay, so I wanted to also veer off and go into, hold on. Excuse me. Go into the Feast of Dedication. Praise Ahaya Bahashim Yeshaya. And I wanted to do some more information on the calendar. I think it's needed. Brothers and sisters, y'all don't really know, or maybe you do, because I've said it enough, but how important knowing the feast days. Y'all have to know that calendar. You got to know the calendar. It's not enough to just hear somebody saying it and then you go, oh, okay, and you start to prepare. You should know these days, our holy days. They are a sign between us and Ahaya. He said we must know his Lord's statutes, commandments, and his judgments, his ordinances. His holy days are his ordinances. We must know them. So I want to bring up the calendar so that you guys can take a look at it, but you must know when these days are coming because it's very important. Saturday at sundown, it's a double Sabbath this weekend, and it's a double Sabbath next weekend. The Feast of Dedication is an 8-day feast. It's 8 days. It purposely falls within and out the Sabbath because the Most High said that his Sabbaths are a sign between us and him. And so he didn't make it really easy. He made it complex for a reason, so that you will be obligated to study. You must know that even when you read Leviticus, most of his holy days, the first day is a Sabbath, meaning you keep it holy like you keep the Saturday Sabbath. And the last day is a holy Sabbath. Whatever day it falls on, that is a holy Sabbath day, like the Saturday Sabbath. So, some people try to play with the calendar and try to act like all the holy days fall on Saturday, but that's not the case. You understand? And the Most High is not going to give you secrets and mysteries for it to just fall on the Sabbath. Because everybody knows the Saturday is the Sabbath. Friday, sundown, and Saturday, Sunday, that's the normal day Sabbath. But he also has holy days and ordinances that he put in his calendar so that you must know his calendar in order to keep his holy days. In order to keep his ordinances, his judgments, you must know his calendar. Now, like I've said to you guys, because of infiltration, there's a lot of infiltration going on. So there's a lot of misinformation and people are getting thrown off. But the Most High had me going after his holy days for over 14 years. I had to study it. I had to get the information. Now, brothers and sisters, most of y'all know the story. I did not know how to find the first day of the year. I didn't know. I was looking in the book of Enoch. I was studying the book of Enoch, studying the book of Jubilees, but it's very dark sentences, brother. It's not an easy thing that you're just going to pick up. It's not a just every Sabbath, his holy days fall on the Sabbath, so you're good. It doesn't work that way. These are secrets of a higher. So it took a lot of studying and understanding. And unfortunately, I'm not the one who came with the understanding. It was Elder Ricard who came out with the secrets of the times. You need to watch that video. And he have a bunch of other videos that go along with that video, Secrets of the Times, right? Now, I had been fighting with them for years. Y'all know the story. Anybody who has been, woken up for the truth for these past 10 years and 15 years, y'all know. I was going back and forth with Elder Ricard and GOCC. And I told you I was getting hacked. I was getting death threats when I started asking these questions about these holy days. The Most High put it on my spirit. It was a higher who directed me. He told me to go to them and ask them about the calendar. This is before they never even had a calendar, brothers and sisters. They were keeping the holy days along with the Jewish Khazars. The Most High summoned me to go ask Elder Ricard about these holy days and told him we're not supposed to keep the laws and keep the holy days with the Jewish people. This is how the whole thing started with me fighting with GOCC. And I know a lot of y'all don't know that, but this is how it started because I started asking questions. And it was the Most High who sent me and told me what to ask. I didn't know about the holy days. I didn't even know I was a Hebrew at this time. I was just coming out of the Sunday church. I knew nothing. And this is how ironic this whole situation was. He sent me to a church and they were keeping the feast at this time. It was the Feast of Tabernacles, the Day of Atonement, and the Feast of Trumpets. Guys, I knew nothing about these holy days. The Most High brought me to the church so I can find out about it. And that's how I learned about it. It wasn't no Hebrew Israelite group. It was nothing like that. It wasn't GOCC. It was a higher who sent me to this church. And I had to find out about his holy days. Before he sent me out of Babylon. I was still in Babylon, brothers and sisters, when this happened. It was before I woke up to the truth. It was before I saw any GOCC, any Hebrew Israelite videos. I knew I was still under the Christian doctrine. So people really must understand what the Most High was doing. He was showing me something, and I had to figure it out. So then I ended up leaving Babylon. The Most High had me sitting in Israel. Now, clearly, if the Most High wanted me to deal with the Jewish Khazars, holy days, deal with just the Saturday Sabbath, the story would end right there. I would have went to Israel and I would have got under the Saturday Sabbath, and that would have been the end of the story. But that wasn't the case, brothers and sisters. That's not how the story went. The Most High sent me to Israel. I was sitting in Israel for at least 2 months, 2.5 months, sitting there, not understanding why I was there. And the sister that he had me run into, she was an Israelite sister. She was trying to tell me, now this is before I knew about the Hebrew Israelite. She was in Dimona, but she wasn't really telling me who we were. She wasn't going into that kind of stuff. She was telling me, she was trying to convince me to come under the Judaism, because all the Hebrews, all the black people who had left with Ben Amin in them, they were under the Judaism. They went into the army. They were keeping the laws. They were into the Kabbalah. She was into the Kabbalah. So, but I had knew not to do it. Why? How I knew? Because I told y'all before I left, before I woke up to the truth, I had been studying Revelations. I studied the book of Revelations and Daniel's. The Most High had me studying those 2 books years before I woke up. But I couldn't really understand, like America was Babylon. I couldn't see it. But I knew that the synagogue was Satan, were calling themselves Jews, and they're not the Jews. Those scriptures I was already reading, I was already privy to. So when I went to Israel, and she was trying to talk me into coming under Judaism so that I can stay in Israel. This is what she was trying to get me to do. She was telling me that's the best way if you want to stay here to, join Judaism. But I was like, no, I ain't doing that, because I had already been studying Revelations, and I knew that those people weren't the Jews. They wasn't the Jews. So I didn't know I was Hebrew, but I just knew that the scriptures. So I'm just saying, if the Most High wanted me to just get under the Saturday Sabbath and everything fall in line with the Saturday Sabbath, the story would end there. And I would have been there and in the story. But that wasn't the case, brothers and sisters. I had then ended up running into a video. After being in Israel for 2 months, I ran across Elder Vakar and Elder Zah talking in Babylon, come out of her, my people. That is what shocked me, because I knew this is what the Most High had been telling me all these months before I left. I needed to leave. America was Babylon. And I couldn't find nobody in agreement to that. I was talking to everybody. I was online searching for months before I left. So when I ran across these brothers, I knew that the Most High was trying to get my attention, to pay attention. So I started paying attention. And I contacted them and I told them I'm in Israel. I'm sitting here and I don't know why, but I believe what you're saying. We're supposed to come out of Babylon. I left because of that. The Most High told me to leave. So then that's how the whole story began. And Elder Vakar sent out 2 brothers, Elder Zah and Brother Emmanuel. And this is how the story started. So I don't want to go too much into this, but y'all know the story. So then after all this stuff transpired, the Most High begins to deal with me again. Now, Elder Zah has come out now. He's come out of Babylon. I met him. He came to Egypt, and I was in Egypt. The Most High started dealing with me again about his holy days. He started reminding me of that he sent me to this church to keep his holy days. His holy days are not only the Passover, not only Purim, but also the Day of Atonement, the Feast of Tabernacles, and the Day of Trumpets, the Feast of Dedication. These are his holy days. But at the time, Elder Vakar and them was only keeping the Passover. That was the only real holy day they were concentrating on. I had to go to Elder Zah and ask him about the Feast of Tabernacles, Trumpets, and Atonement. And I kept them in Egypt by myself. There were other Israelites who had come out. Nobody was keeping these feasts. I had to keep it by myself. The Most High was showing me what to do. I had to keep it. I went on the roof by myself and kept the Feast of Tabernacle. But I'm saying all this to tell you guys that it's important. His feasts are very, very important to him. You must find out the correct days, when to keep them, how to keep them. Okay? Now, so now y'all know the story of these holy days, and I had to come up and figure out the calendar, but I couldn't figure it out, brothers and sisters. The sentences were dark sentences. When you read the book of Enoch, it's hard to come up with it. Finally, I was sending emails every year for at least, how long was it? Maybe 10 years, maybe between 7 to 10 years to Elder Vakar. And he talks about it. It was like I was harassing him. The Most High kept telling me to go to him about them holy days. He wanted to make sure that we had on the correct holy days. I had to keep going to Elder Vakar, keep telling him we can't keep it with the Khazars for years and years and years. And finally, Elder Vakar comes out with the secrets of the times. Now, at the time, I didn't know it was going to be Elder Vakar. I was talking to a lot of brothers. I was, reaching out to a lot of different brothers because I told y'all what happened. I started getting hacked, death threats, all kind of stuff, to the point where I shut down at first. But then I had to keep going. So finally, Elder Vakar comes out with the secrets of the times. And that information is how we got the first day of the year. The Most High put it on my spirit. We must know the first day of the year. If you don't know the first day of the year, then you're not going to know how and when to keep his holy days. So Elder Vakar came out with the information. He showed the the daylight savings and how he brought out the whole thing. So this is why I urge brothers and sisters to go and take that Hebrew Bible Academy. You must learn how to figure it out and read this calendar. Now, in the midst of that, I have to tell you, in the midst of that, because of infiltration, brothers and sisters, the information started to get blurry. It started to get thrown off the holy days on one day, tried to get slick. And I had to keep fighting and fighting and fighting until the situation changed. And how did the situation change? When COVID, that situation hit and everything got shut down, it was the Most High shutting it down. And so now the calendar is on point. But I had to kind of just press the issue, press it, so that y'all would pay attention to know how to read the calendar. Okay? So I'm just saying all this to say, brothers and sisters, y'all have to pay attention and know that calendar. So let me just give you one peek. I'm going to do a whole video on it, and it's not going to be something live because I want to make sure that I, hit the most important information. While I'm live, it's kind of like all over the place, and I don't, I'm just not consistent enough. But I'm going to do a video that, I can share and people can share just on these holy days because it's very important. Okay, so briefly, I'm going to go into just showing y'all. Let me see if I can show y'all something. I don't know which one has March on there, but hold on, let me see which. I can't tell. Let me see, hold on, that's February. December and November. Okay, so that's not the one I want. Hold on. I want to show you the first month, and I don't know which one they would tell me. Let me see if this is on it. I don't know if that's loud, y'all. They talking. Hold on. No, this is just February and December, November. Okay, let me try another one. Hold on. Because I need you to know about this first day of the year. It's very important. And I will do another video on it. And matter of fact, I want to do a video December. February, December, November. No. Gosh. That's not it either. Hold on. Let me try something else. I'm just going to give you a brief overview of it so you can get the idea. Let me see if I share my screen. Let's see. Yeah, hold on. Cancel. Hold on. What? I think I got something. I can go directly to I think I can do it this way, so hold on. get rid of these. So praise the highest soul. I did that wrong. Hold on. Let me remove these things. Okay, how we go into the calendar? It says share screen. Window, let's see. Okay, here. I'm gonna try it this way. Let's see if y'all can see this. So right now, I think you can see my screen. This is my a PowerPoint, and I put the pictures on the PowerPoint. Hold on. This is February. Okay, I keep doing November because this is this month, but I want to do March, and I don't think I added that. Yeah, no, I didn't. So hold on, I'm gonna put it in there just so y'all can see this real quick. Because finding the first day of the year is very, very important, guys. And y'all have to take the secrets of the times. Y'all have to take that course, and you may have to do it a couple of times because you need to know it for yourself. It's one thing for me to show you, and so that you can get the understanding, but you need to know it in for yourself, in your gut. You need to know it, and it's not something you need to be guessing at. You understand? So that's why it's so important. But I'm just going to give you an overview, and I will do another video um, so that you can see. Okay, so here you go. This is a card, which is March, and this is 2022. This is this March that already passed because I don't have the new one up yet. But I just want you to look at this so you can see, okay, without a shadow of a doubt. Now I'm pretty sure you guys can see this pretty clearly. Okay. Okay, this is a card. Now, okay, I'm gonna try to explain this, clear as I can. Now you see the first day, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, we all know is the seventh day. Friday at sundown brings in the Sabbath. That's why there's sundown on each one, right? Friday at sundown is always the Sabbath. Saturday Sabbath, the seventh day. That is, we are to keep it holy. That is what is the Most High is talking about in the Ten Commandments. So it's Sunday to Saturday. Sunday being the first day of the week, and Saturday the seventh day. And that's the seventh day we keep holy, right? When you go into the secrets of the times, Elder Vakar brings out the scriptures in the book of Enoch telling you that when the end of the year comes, the last day of the year will always fall on the Sabbath day. The last day of the year always will fall on a Sabbath. No matter how it turns out, the last day. So that's why here, this is the month of March, which so-called March, but we know our holy days fall in between these months. So here it is. The last day in the first week of March is the Sabbath is going to be the last day of the year, and the first day of the new year will always be on a Sunday. Hear me, because this is important. Just like on the regular calendar, Sunday, aka as we know it, Sunday is always the first day of the week, and Saturday is always the seventh day Guys, I don't know how much you've heard, but let me bring it back. Let me try it again. Let me try this again because it's very important, y'all. This is very, very important. Hold on. I'm going to check and see that I'm still on this time. I didn't come back. Once I share it, I'm going to come back. Okay. Here we go. Okay. Okay, here's the calendar, guys. Let me try to go over what I was saying. Okay, so this is March, aka March, but this is the first month on according to the Hebrew calendar. First month, Akkad, right? When you look here at the Saturday Sabbath, it's Sunday to Saturday, Sunday being the first day of the week, and Saturday is the seventh day, is the last day of the week, right? That's every week. We know Sunday is the first day, Saturday is the seventh day. Okay, the same thing goes for the last day of the year and the first day of the year. The last day of the year is always going to be on the Sabbath. It always ends on the Sabbath. The year always ends. The last day is always going to be on the Sabbath. It's a fixed time according to the Most High's calendar. So what you're seeing here, this 5 and 31, that 31 is the last day of the month of March according to the Hebrew calendar. And the first day over here, that yellow, is a Sunday. Is going to be starting the first new day of the new Hebrew year. And I got it highlighted because it's a high holy day. And I'm going to explain to you why it's a high holy day. But just so you know, for right now, I have it in yellow because it's a high holy day. This is how the Most High calendar will always look in March, which is the first month of the year, in June, which is the fourth month according to the Hebrew calendar, also in September, which is the seventh month according to the Hebrew calendar, and the 10th month. Those 4 months signify season changes, right? On those 4 months, the calendar always looked like this. The first day is on a Sunday. It starts on a Sunday and it goes according to sevens. The Sabbath is Saturday. It's going to be the 7th. And 14, 21. Every 4 months, the calendar lines up just like this, the same way. Because those 4 months are very important because it notes change of the seasons according to the Hebrew calendar. This is how the Most High has mapped out his calendar. So you can't go wrong, because when you see this line up this way every time, every 4 months, the first month, the 4th month, the 7th month, and the 10th month, the calendar will look like this. You'll see that one starting on a Sunday, going 7 days to the Sabbath, and so on, 7, 14, 21. That's how it is fixed in that way. And once you start learning how to put the calendar together, you'll see this. You'll see this every time. It won't go off. That's why he said his calendar is fixed. It's according to not the new moon, brothers and sisters, because in the Hebrew, Kadash or Rawak, it means month, not new moon. It means new month. And this yellow box, that's what it signifies, a new month. And it lines up like this every 4 months. Starts on the 1st is the Sunday, and will go all the way to the 7th, to the Shabbat, the 7th day. It doesn't change. So these are some of the things that you will look for when you're making the calendar. It will start to line up like this. And you'll know that you got your calendar right as you do the days. Again, so when Elder Ricard brought out the secret of the times, when he read in the book of Enoch, it told us that the last day of the year will always fall on a Sabbath. The last day, just like the last day of the week is always the Sabbath, the last day of the year will always be on the Sabbath. And the next day, Sunday, is the first day of the year. Now, guys, and I want to point this out, which will make it a double Sabbath. You see, that's a double Sabbath automatically. The last day is the Sabbath. We always keep the Saturday Sabbath, but on the next day is a Sunday. On the first month of the year, it's a high holy day, and I'm gonna bring that out. I'm gonna bring it out why it's a high holy day. But I just want you to know that first day is bringing in a new month, so that is also a high holy day for us. So that right there shows you how you start to form these double Sabbaths within the Most High's calendar. The Saturday Sabbath is always a Sabbath, but on 4 months out of the year, there's high holy days for the changing of the seasons, and it always falls on a Sunday. So that would make it a double Shabbat, because we got to keep the Sabbath holy, and then we got to keep these high holy days, which are the changing of the seasons 4 times a year. Now, when you go in the book of Jubilees, it'll tell you this. Now, I'll quickly go into that and I'll read part of it. But brothers and sisters, this is what you need to do. You need to write this down so that you, in your time of study, you can go into the book of Jubilees and the book of Enoch. Now, I'm telling you, I'm recommending that you go and take that Hebrew Bible Academy, because Elder Vakar eloquently brought out how this all comes about in the book of Enoch. Precepts it to the book of Jubilees, and you'll see without a shadow of a doubt how to get these days. But it gets SG on because of the infiltration. They try to act like the first day is, the Sabbath. You count that as one. It's completely off, and it throws your whole calendar off one day. When you make it just like the days of the week is 1 through 7, at the last day of the year is a Sabbath, the next day is Sunday is 1. And that's the high holy day, the changing of the seasons. Okay? And that's why it's a holy day. And when you go into the book of Jubilees, it tells you clearly why. And I got it up on my thing, and I'll go to it just to read it quickly. But I will do another video showing this whole thing very clearly, but I just need to point this out to you guys so y'all understand why, you must put the 1 on Sunday and not on Saturday. It can't be 31 and 1 at the same time. It just can't be. Just like there's 7 days in the week, the last day of the year is on a Shabbat, and the next day is the first day, which is Sunday, and it's always a high holy day. It's a double Sabbath. And when you start to put the calendar together, you'll see this, that the Most High make a lot of double Sabbaths, because even in the Feast of Weeks, which I'll just briefly say, you count 7 Sabbaths, 49, and the next day, that 50th day, which is a Sunday, is the holy day, the Feast of Weeks, the Feast of Pentecost. It's a double Sabbath even. So there's many examples where the Most High will use double Sabbaths within his calendar. And this is how he know this is a sign, brothers and sisters. And this is how he know whose is his. Because if you study to show yourself approved and you go into this information, you will understand why we have double Sabbaths, and everything does not fall on the Saturday Sabbath. Because else the Jewish people would have always been in line with the Most High from day one, if that was the case, because they were keeping the Sabbaths. The Most High do a monkey wrench in his calendar so that you have to figure out when a holy day is a righteous holy day and when it's not. Okay, so it's very important that you have figured this out. Okay, so let me just briefly go to where I put the Jubilees, and it's in Jubilees. I'm sorry, guys. It's in the book of Jubilees, chapter 6. And I'm not going to read the whole thing. You're going to do your due diligence and read and get understanding. But I'm just going to bring out these scriptures, and you precept this also with the book of Enoch. When you take the class, The Secrets of the Time, you must take that class, because it's not easy to figure this out. You have to study You got to make your own calendar so that you can see how the days are falling and you can understand why it's so important. Also, I told you guys I started making my calendar 7 years in advance, and the Most High did that. He put that on my spirit to do it that way. But that's how I'm able to know that these days come next year and the year after, these days start to line up perfectly with the Gregorian. So it's like in Esau, Jacob holding on to Esau's heel, and the calendar is just moving from Esau rulership into Jacob's rulership. But it happens over a period of time. It's not automatic. 1 month to do it. It's like he's preparing us. He's setting up. But the only way we would be able to know that and see it if you know the calendar, and then you start to do it in advance, you will see it perfectly. So we have to study like that. And I thank the Most High for giving me that information so that I can tell you guys, so that now you can start putting your calendars together. You'll know what to look for. There's certain sequences in the Most High's calendar that when you got it right, you got it right. And nobody's going to take you off of it once you got it. But it's these days will have to line up. Like I'm saying, the first month, the 4th month, the 7th month, and the 10th month, the calendar looks like I show you. It lines up perfectly. 7, 14, 21, 28. It goes just in that format. It's perfectly 1 to 7. Okay, and you only could get that you're only gonna get that if you at the first day of the year is on a Sunday, not on a Saturday. It'll throw the whole calendar off. The only way you're going to get that 1 to 7 sequence is when you know that Saturday is the last day of the year, and then Sunday is the first day, which is a high holy day on the 1st month, the 4th month, the 7th month, and the 10th month. You will see it in the calendar. These are the signs. His holy days are signs. So once you get it, you'll know it. Nobody can't take you off of it. Okay? So praise the Hayabahashim Yeshaya, brothers and sisters. It's amazing that he's given us back his days and his times. But let me just read this really quickly so that y'all understand why we keep the first month, the first month, the 4th month, and the 7th month, and the 10th month. Those 4 months are high holy months for us, the first day, because just what Noah did. Okay, when you go down to Jubilee 6, and I'll start at, let's see if 22. Verse 22, it says, "For I have written in the book of the first law, in that which I have written for thee, that thou shouldst celebrate it in its seasons, 1 day in the year, and I explain to thee its sacrifices, that the children of Israel should remember and should celebrate it throughout their generations in this month, 1 day in every year." Okay? He said it's forever. This is what we're supposed to do. It's for our sacrifices, 1 day in every year. And on the new moon, now we know that new moon means new month. The Hebrew word is month, not moon. And y'all got to go into the Hebrew for it. Kadash. It means new month. It says the new month of the first month. So that's the first month of the first year, right? That's the first month of the year. And on the new moon of the 4th month, not new moon, but new month, the first month of the 4th month is that first day. And on the new month of the 7th month. So here's the 1st, the 4th, the 7th, and the new moons of the 10th month are the days of remembrance. And the days of the seasons in the 4 divisions of the year. These are written and ordained as a testimony forever. Now, brothers and sisters, I want to say, just like in the times, now I'm just going to take it off a minute, when thinking of Rebecca, when she had the twins in her womb, and the Most High told Rebecca that the elder would serve the younger, and he ordained that. The Most High spoke it, he ordained it, but he ordained it in the spirit. realm, but it needed to play out in the flesh. So that's why when Esau came in and he was hungry from fighting and he ate the porridge and he sold Jacob his birthright, that was the same scenario playing out in the flesh. The Most High will always give us scenario. He'll ordain something in the spirit. He spoke it, and it was already a testimony forever. But then when Noah got on the boat and he saw the recession of the waters and he, sent out the dove to see if there was dry land, all those was the flesh playing out and how he ordained these holy days. I hope you are with me, brothers and sisters, that y'all can understand what I'm talking about. That Most High already ordained these holy days in the spirit realm first. Noah actually ordained them in the flesh when he went through that whole process with the ark and he got off the boat. And then, so a lot of brothers, the reason why I'm saying this is because a lot of brothers and sisters will say, oh, they only go by Leviticus laws. And when they don't see these ordained in Leviticus, they'll say that, oh, it's not real holy days. But when you go into these book in the book of Jubilees, this is the only book that gives you account of the Most High's calendar. This and Enoch precepting together. So these are our holy days, and the Most High already ordained it in the spirit realm first. They were already in the heavens, but when Noah went through this, he brought it to the fleshly, earthly realm, and that's how it's written in the book of Jubilees. But best believe, brothers and sisters, this is ordained by Ahaya, Asher Ahaya, in the heavens, in the heavenly tablets. It says forever. So it behooves you to learn the Most High holy days and understand his calendar and not go off one day on it, and be clear, because we're going to be held accountable for this, because this is his laws, his statutes, his ordinances, his judgments. This is what he's talking about when he says keep his laws, statutes, and commandments. You must know the holy days. You cannot keep the commandments. You cannot serve Ahaya if you don't know his holy days. Okay? Let me make sure y'all still there, because I'll be talking. Let's see. Hold on. So are y'all with me? I pray. Let me check that. Oh, guys. So y'all did y'all hear me? Did y'all couldn't see it? So let me. I know y'all looking at the calendar, but just so y'all can see that, because I know. Let me stop sharing that for a second. Hold on. Because I read it to you, but now I want you to see it. Now y'all must go into the book of Jubilees, chapter 6, and verse 22, what I read. Okay, hold on. Let me make sure I'm sharing this. Share screen. Okay. Hold on, guys. Jubilee 6. And I'm going to check and make sure. Okay, I'm sharing it. Now let me just go back to make sure it don't cut off. Okay, so you can see it. Give me a second, guys. Okay, I hope that y'all are with me. I hope I'm being clear and concise on what I'm talking about. So this is the book of Jubilees 6. I just read it, but I want you to see it. I didn't check to see if y'all could see that or not. Come on. Okay, so now here at verse 22, but it's so small that I can't see it, y'all. So I'm going to have to go, but at least it's on the page now. I'll read it again for you so that y'all will get it, because I just gave you the explanation on it of why it's definitely ordained in the heavens. Okay, these feasts are the feast of Ahaya, and it played out with Noah when he was on the ark, and waters receded each month. The first month, the fourth month, and the seventh month, significant things happen so that the Most High would bring his feast to the earth, to the flesh, the fleshly realm. Now let me see where, as I said, let me try to read some more so that y'all will get this. Hold on. In this account he spoke. And this testimony is written, okay, I'm reading 12. And this testimony is written concerning you, that you should observe it continually, so that you should not eat on any day any blood of the beast of the or birds or the cattle during all the days of the earth. And the man who eats blood or beast or cattle or birds shall during all the days of the earth, he and his seed shall be rooted out of the land. Okay, that's concerning eating blood. Jumping down to 15. And he gave to Noah and his sons a sign that there should not again be a flood in the earth. Okay, that's talking about the flood. Jumping down to 17. For this reason, it is ordained and written on the heavenly tablets that they should celebrate the Feast of Weeks in this month. So he's talking about the Feast of Weeks, that we must celebrate it, all right? Heavenly tablets once a year to renew the covenant every year. So that's the reason why we also keep the Feast of Weeks. It's a new harvest, an ingathering, but it's also renewing the covenant that the Most High said that he would not judge the earth and by flooding it again. That's the covenant. So the Feast of Week, brothers, this is very significant. Okay, it says, and this whole festival was celebrated in heaven. Okay, there it is. It's celebrated in heaven from the day of creation until the days of Noah. So that's key. That's letting you know that these feasts that the Most High is given in the Book of Jubilees, because a lot of people try not to, accept the Book of Jubilee, but the Most High is saying that all these festivals that he's given here were celebrated in heaven from the day of creation until the days of Noah, leading up to Noah, so that, and then he brought it forth in the flesh, something that he already had in the spiritual realm. So y'all need to understand that 26 Jubilees, 5 weeks of a year. That's giving this, what I'm giving you on the calendar, how it's counted out. And Noah and his son observed it for 7 Jubilees and 1 week of years, till the day of Noah's death. And from the day of Noah's death, his sons did away with it until the days of Abraham, and they did eat blood. So they fell off of it, but the Most High gave it to them, and they kept it until Noah's death. But then after this, they began to go off. Okay, it says, but Abraham observed it, Isaac and Jacob and his children observed it up into thy days. And in thy days, the children of Israel forgot it until ye celebrated it anew on this mountain. Listen, and do this, and do thou command the children of Israel to observe this festival in all their generations for a commandment unto thee. 1 day in the year of this month, they shall celebrate the festival. For it is the Feast of Weeks, talking about the Feast of Weeks, and the Feast of First Fruits, the Feast of Two Folds. It's a double feast. Just like in the Feast of Tabernacle is also a double feast, guys. 2 consecutive feasts running at the same time. It's very important that y'all understand that. So these feasts are very high and very holy. Okay, to observe the festivals in their generations for a commandment until them 1 day for their celebrate. Okay, 21. For it is the Feast of Weeks, the Feast of First Fruits. The feast is twofold and of a double nature, according to what is written and engraven concerning it. Celebrate it. Okay, we must keep it. For I have written in the books of the first law, in that which I have written for thee, that thou shouldst celebrate it in the season, 1 day in the year. And I explain to thee the sacrifices that the children of Israel shall remember and shall celebrate it throughout the generations in this month, 1 day for every year. Okay, in the new moon of the first month. Now he's going into other ones. So that was all about the Feast of Weeks and why we should keep the Feast of Weeks and understand that it's important. I brought it up and told you that after 7, you count 7 Sabbaths, and that's 49 days. On the 50th day is the Feast of Week. It's a double Sabbath. The Most High ordained it, and he said it's very important. So you just heard me read it, and y'all need to understand how important the Feast of Weeks is. It's a twofold Sabbath. So just like the Feast of Tabernacles and how the ingathering and they run concurrently, so does the Feast of Weeks. That's what the Most High is saying here. It's a double nature. Now he's going on to the new moon of the first, which is the new month of the first month, the new month of the fourth month, the new month of the seventh month, and the new month of the 10th month. That's what I was showing you on the calendar. Those 4 changing of the seasons will always start on the first day of the month, which is a double Sabbath, brothers and sisters. Y'all need to know about that double Sabbath. It's very important. These are the signs of our holy days. They are days of remembrance and the days of the seasons in the 4 divisions. Okay? It separates the season. These are written and ordained as a testimony forever. Listen, it says, and Noah ordained them for himself. So people try to act like, oh, it's a man-made thing, that it was not through the Most High. But he's just telling you how it was already, these things were already celebrated in the heavens before it played out in the flesh. Y'all got to understand that. So Noah ordained them for himself because he was basing it on what he experienced from the ark on the first month, the 4th month, the 7th month, the 10th. But the Most High had already ordained these feasts. Okay, so it says, then for himself as feasts for the generations forever, so that they have become thereby a memorial unto him. And the new moon of the first month, he was bidden to make for himself an ark. That's why we do the first month, but it's also the new month. It's also the changing of the season. So it's of double nature. It's two. He made it a feast unto himself because he, that's when the Most High told him to make the ark. And on that day, the earth became dry, and he opened up the ark and saw the earth. And the new month of the 4th month, the mouth of the depths of the abyss beneath were closed. And on the new month of the 7th month, all the mouths of the abyss in the earth were open. And the waters began to descend unto them. So it's just playing out in the flesh what the Most High already ordained in the spirit. So again, I'm just trying to reiterate, guys, how important these holy days are. They're high holy days. And on the new moons of the 10th month, the tops of the mountains were seen, and Noah was glad. So it's just telling you the process of why Noah made these days holy days, but they were already high holy days, and they're of double nature. Noah celebrated them because of what happened to him in the earth, but the Most High had already ordained these feasts, and they're of double nature because he's saying that's when the water opened, the abyss opened. This is when everything closed back up after the flood. These are high holy days, and on this account, he ordained them for himself as feasts for a memorial forever, and thus are they ordained. Ahayat is putting the seal on it. They are ordained, and they placed them in the heavenly tablets. Okay, it's in the heavenly tablet. Each had 13 weeks. So these 4 high holy days are separated by 13 weeks, which what I showed you in the calendar, how it lines up, is a sign. The first and the 7th day go from Sunday to the Shabbat, 7, 14, 21 on those particular months, so that you can see a certain sign in order that you're correct in when you're making your calendars. And brothers and sisters, it behooves you to start learning how to make your own calendars. Okay, you can check my website. I'll put the link up so that you can get an idea and you can see what I'm talking about, because once you get it, it's clear. Okay, and all the days of the commandment will be 2 and 52 weeks. So that's showing you the 52 weeks, and these will make the entire year complete. And this is engraven and ordained on the heavenly tablets, brothers and sisters. We must know the Most High's calendar. And there is no neglecting this commandment for a single year from year to year. Okay? It's important that you know his calendar, because if you got it, you will always be on and you will always keep the feast and his commandments. But once you're off, you're off. And you're going to have to figure out how to come back to it. So it behooves you, brothers and sisters, to take that class, learn this information. It's not easy. I'm not saying you're going to get it right away. You may have to take it a couple of times. You may have to figure it, really pray and ask the Most High for clearance on this so that you can get it, because everybody don't get it. A lot of people don't understand it, but you have to study to show yourself approved. It's not something that you're just going to get by watching one video. Brothers and sisters, and I know this because I was studying for years before Elder Ricard came out with The Secret of the Times. I couldn't get it up until then. And once he gave it to me, it was easy for me because I had already been studying for years. So when the information was presented to me, I was able to grasp it because I was already trying to figure it out. I was already reading the book of Enoch. I was already reading the book of Jubilees, but I still wasn't able to put it together until I got the information. So I'm telling you, I'm saying this to tell you that I know it's not easy. I know you're not going to get it on the first go, but you have to keep working at it until you start making your own calendars, and you will see those numbers and the dates start to fall in line. You'll understand the scriptures when it says it's a fixed calendar. The days are fixed. Whether you're going with the Gregorian or not, you need to use the Gregorian only because we still are operating in these days in captivity. So you have to know, Tuesday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, but those are not our days. That's not how our calendar is orchestrated. And, we don't really need it only just to get up and go to work and go to school and do your everyday to day. But you should know this calendar and you need to get it. So that way, brothers and sisters, we can start coming together and start keeping the days together and operating, in the Most High and celebrating him and keeping his Lord's statutes and commandments, because that's the only reason why he's bringing us out into the wilderness. It's the only reason, so that we can worship him. So we can't be off on one day. We can't be off on how we keep the holy days. We have to know the name. We have to know his calendar so that we can keep his holy days, so we can worship him. That's why he's calling us out. So it's a blessing. Praise the Hayya Bahashim Yeshaya that he's given us his times and his laws. He's given us his name. Ahaya Asher Ahaya Bahashim Yeshaya Wakudashua. We're getting all the information that we need so that we can come now to this wilderness and worship him. Praise the Hayya. So I hope I was, pretty clear on that, or at least enough to give you, a direction on where to look and how to study. Okay, I'm urging you, brothers and sisters, to go take that class, the Hebrew, so that we can all, not only for the calendar, but that's the main reason, but we need to come on one accord. We need to come on one accord. We need to come and worship it on the same name, on the same doctrine, everything. We need to know, the true doctrine is only one. And so, I know, a lot of people don't really agree on a lot of things, but brothers and sisters, it's time for us to start coming together. We have to learn our language as well. We have to learn our language. We have a language, and we have to start praying in that language, speaking in that language, talking and communicating in our language. We have one. And a lot of people think, we're not going to get it back. There's a lot of mis and disinformation, brothers and sisters. Well, but just know that Ahaya is not going to leave us out there high and dry. He's not going to not give us a place of refuge. And this is what I'm telling you, Jordan is the safe place. This is where we're going to be. Okay? He's not going to just leave us high and dry with nothing. And then when we come to worship him, he wants us to understand how to worship him. We're not going to be all over the place calling on different gods, doing all that foolishness. And another thing I want to say to brothers and sisters, because a lot of our people are all over the place. Brothers and sisters, y'all going to have to start dealing with them, wrestling with them spirits that you're dealing with. If you are, in confusion and a state of confusion, and you can't come to conclusion on what to do and how to do it for the Most High, that's demon spirits. You're going to have to start owning up to and get into some serious fasting and praying so that you are not double-minded. Okay? The scripture says a double-minded man is wicked in all his ways. There is no reason for our people not to be coming to the knowledge of this truth and be set on it and be clear on what the Most High is doing and what he's showing you. Most High is not an author of confusion. There should be no spirit of undecisive, not knowing what you're doing, where you're going. Come on, brothers and sisters. We got to snap out of that double-minded spirit. It's not of the Most High. It's demonic. You must buckle down and start fasting and praying and turn off all kinds of stuff that you're listening to, because obviously there's some demonic, entities fueling what's going on. People don't realize that they really got to cut out a lot of stuff. Like I was telling sister, keeping your head covered is one main thing. Listening to all kind of stuff. Some people ain't strong enough to listen to just anything. Some people are weak in the spirit, and you need to treat yourself as thus, that you maybe cannot just do whatever you want to do. You can't listen to all kind of music. You can't listen to people calling on other powers. You just cannot do it. You got to protect yourself in the spirit. And this is for brothers and for sisters. Some people are a little stronger than others. Like, it's not so much that you're stronger, because you just do more things to protect yourself. And like I'm telling y'all, I keep my head covered mostly all the time. Even in the house. Like some people like to take their head covering off in the house and they're cool and they go about their day. But I don't do stuff like that because I want to protect myself. And I'm keeping praying down my house. I'm keeping spiritual stuff on that I know is right with the Most High. I'm not just all over the place. And brothers and sisters, y'all got to learn to buckle down when it comes to this Most High until you get into a spiritual place. Because just because you think you spiritual don't make you spiritual. If you don't know how to protect yourself in the spirit, then you're not dealing in the spirit realm. I don't care how much you think you are. If you don't know how to protect yourself in the spirit, where you know that you're going to keep your head covered, you're going to keep certain things on in your house, like, spiritual things, the Bible, that so that your house is covered. If you don't know how to pray down your house, so that, when new entities walk in, they ain't leaving no demon when they walk out. You got to know how to protect your household, pray down your house. Spirituals, pray. And I'm not talking about no sage and all that stuff. Because the people be going into that kind of borderline witchcraft stuff. And it's not of the Bible. And it ain't nothing. A lot of people be doing that stuff. They be doing that Nuwabic. Okay, sorry about that. Okay, but so I think I've said enough, but basically y'all get the gist. And I just want to reiterate what I was talking about with that whole borderline witchcraft, serving two gods, talking about your whole tapping and, with that Nuwabi's kind of Egyptology kind of stuff, lending your spirit to that stuff. And then you want to talk about and act like you're a Hebrew Israelite too. I mean, come on, guys, you can't be double-minded. You can't be splitting up, the spiritual things. The Most High talk about that stuff. You can't be straddling the fence. You got to go all in with this. Learn how to protect yourself in the spirit all the way and not be giving ear to just whatever. You cannot do it. You have to protect your ears, protect your eyes. Understand that there's things in the spirit, that there's things you should not be connecting with. You should not be dabbling in it. You should not be going into this stuff. Learning how to understand the spiritual things and what's right and what's wrong. You can't be offending the Most High. And the fact that you don't even know that you offended the Most High. That's why I talked about this in some other things. Like you be at war with the Most High and you don't even know it. Because you're doing stuff that's against him. Just a lot of stuff. Listen, guys. A lot of our people don't understand that y'all be at war with the Most High because y'all breaking his laws, because you ain't even taking the time to really read those scriptures and understand what he's talking about. Shalom, sis. Anna Lee, KB. Shalom. Shalom, Akwaf, Michelle White. Praise the higher for y'all. Thank y'all for joining me. But I'm about to get off, but I just wanted to give y'all the information. But please like and share and give a thumbs up to the video. I pray in Yeshua's name. Please don't forget to show me a little love. I appreciate y'all for joining me every week. I will try to do this again on Thursday. This was better for me, even though I did shut off a couple of times, but I switched over to the other network when it went down. So that's what I need to be able to do so that I won't be going through all those changes like I was going through the last couple of weeks. It was really bad. So I praise the highest. So I hope y'all got some, information out of this. And I'm going to really try to push for more about the whole crimes against humanity. I'm going to get more information. I wanted to get someone on to speak. So I'm going to be working on that kind of stuff because that's information that we need to be going into. This wickedness needs to be revealed. People need to understand and know, and not like we think it's going on. We know it's going on, and we can articulate it and share the information to other people. There's a lot of wickedness going on in the earth because, until our Savior comes, but also, especially Babylon, that place is just, whew, and it shouldn't be sitting right with your spirit, to be there. It shouldn't be okay. Okay, so. Again, spread the word. Jordan is a safe place. I'm so happy to see brothers and sisters all coming out of Babylon. People are contacting me. People are coming out. Some people aren't contacting me, but they're showing up within the borders. Jordan is the safe place. We do have a place of refuge according to the scriptures. Yes, I've been here for a little while, but I couldn't comment to now. Greetings. Thank you, sister. Praise the high. I'm glad that you joined us, and I'm glad you are able to comment now. I don't know why, but I'm telling y'all that I do come under attack. And it's usually, when I do live stuff, they don't allow me to do live stuff too long. But we'll see how this goes. I'll keep pushing and I'll keep trying, because I like this format, that I've got going on here. Praise the higher. And so please like and share and let it grow, because I'll be seeing people, they be having like 400 or 500 people in their lives. And they be talking about foolishness. I mean, everybody should know that there's a safe place that the Most High, has provided a place within his borders, a place of refuge that we can run to. Everybody should know that Jordan is a safe place. And look, I do know that everybody will know because the Most High told me. But, we're just in the process of it. It's just playing out now in the fleshly realm. Like I was telling you about, when the Most High ordains something, He's ordained it. It's already done. It's already so, and it's already done. Now we're just gonna watch how this thing manifests and plays out in the flesh, because He already told me millions with an S will be here. So, I'm just learning to be patient and believe on the word of what the Most High says. So I'll see you guys here soon, and I pray sooner than later. I don't want you to be one of those people that got to walk across the desert, dry shod, or, coming on a boat, the heathen bringing you on a boat or whatever. You don't know what that's going to entail. But the Most High said you will fly on the wings of the Philistines, that Israel will be in Edom, Moab, and Ammon. So we know we will be here. That's in Daniel's. So I give all glory and praise to Ahaya, Bahashim Yeshaya, Wakwadash. I pray that you was able to receive the information that it was given. Praise Ahaya for the information. And I pray that it was clear. I pray that you have a blessed feast of dedications, y'all. And that's this weekend, Saturday, sundown. And it's for 8-day feast. We are celebrating. So ladies, bring your, whatever y'all cooking out. I've already got my little thing. I got me some oxtail. I got me some chicken. I got me some cauliflower rice and, different things like that. I don't have nothing sweet, but maybe I have to try to make something sweet. Try to go all out. But making small dishes because it's, But we plan to, I want to tell you, we plan to get together with some of the brothers and sisters that's here, and I will videotape. Praise the High Basha Messiah. It's a little just shaky for now because things is going on with me personally, but we will be getting together for the Feast of Dedication. Woo woo! Praise the High Basha Messiah. Can't wait for that. And I just want to give a shout out to my sisters and brothers here, Aqua Shemazara. Praise the higher brother Kenneth, sister Sarah, and Aqua Priscilla. Praise the higher. So we're going to be getting together for the Feast of Dedication. Really excited about it. And thank you all. And waiting for others, brothers and sisters, to come show out. I want to say shalom to Sister LaWanda and Sister Shondell, Sister Mayana, because I'm not with her right now. And just give all glory and praise to Ahaya, Bahashim Yeshaya, Wa Kwadash Wa Ak Babakaya. Bless you. It was wonderful to see you. And keep coming back, and hopefully I'll have you on soon again. Sister Michelle, praise Ahaya, Sister Gracie, Sister Anna Lee, and all those who are not, in the chat. All of you are here. I thank you for joining. And please like, share, and subscribe to the I Told You Travel. We're going to be doing some great things. I told, brothers and sisters got jobs here. And so we're going to really try to do some great things here. So to show you guys that there's a lot going on. It takes time. People are getting settled, getting their apartments and things like that. So, we, trying to get things together, plus working and running here and running there. But, guys, preparation is the key. And that's what this is all about, preparing for going into that wilderness. Okay, so I love you. And praise Ahaya. He is merciful to the children of Israel, brothers and sisters. He's making a way for us. So I hope to see y'all soon. Okay. Shalom. Hold on.
Testimony, Ahaya woke me up and brought me out of Babylon. He blew his holy breath into these old dry bones. Ooh, I started dancing, I started singing. I praise his holy name. I said, Ahaya woke me up. Ahaya turned me around. Ahaya
my praise up. Watching Israel come together, Judah start to raise up. It's gonna be the biggest, illest party in the wilderness. Everybody bring your tents, it's gonna be real tense. Everybody shout, ahaya, come on, put your wine up. 400 years of slavery, and now it's time up. Keep within the borders, that's a higher order. You know what higher call it? It's coming only here that you can trust. Higher, it's gonna be no wickedness. Higher, it's gonna put you to the test. Higher, and I'ma dance like David and be like Miriam in the wilderness with timbrels and shakers. And every breath in my body, I'ma praise him. And like the Shia on the Thursday, I'ma raise him. We going hard in the desert with no sin, moving like pilgrims. You know we going in like shit.
We're gonna lift our voice and praise him. Never gonna stop, never gonna stop. No, 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 never gonna stop. We're gonna lift our hands and praise him. Never gonna stop, never gonna stop. No, 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 never gonna stop. We're gonna lift our voice and praise him. Never gonna stop, never gonna stop. No, 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 never gonna stop. We're gonna lift our hands and praise him. Never gonna stop, never gonna stop. No, 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 never gonna stop. I will praise him. I will praise him.
The horse and its rider was thrown into the Red Sea. Ahaya is my strength, Ahaya is my song. He is my salvation, my power, I built his habitation. Grab of His Excellency has overthrown. Higher. Not that I got your attention again. You better pack them bags and grab them kids if you. You better pack them bags and grab them kids if you. You better pack them bags and grab them kids if you know what I know. Soldier Moses, 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 Soldier Moses. You better. You better. You better. You better pack them bags and grab them kids if you know what I know. You better pack them bags and grab them kids if you know what I know. To the wilderness, let's go. Babylon about to fall. You better pack them bags and grab them kids if you know what I know. To the wilderness, let's go. Babylon about to fall. You better pack them bags and grab them kids if you know what I know. Study the scriptures to show yourself approved. Study the scriptures to show yourself approved. On higher, Bahashim Yeshaya. On higher, Bahashim Yeshaya. Study the scriptures. 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 Study the scriptures to show yourself approved. How you bring the fire? Himena. Let's go, Yasharala.
Let the Holy Spirit lead.
That's right. Kwadash Warakna. How you bring the fire? You will drop the beat. Kwadash Warak.
Just like in the word it says, we are the holy ones. Don't cry, pick up
you bow down. Read, say my name in vain. I keep my Sabbath very holy. I know your papa and your mother. Don't you murder, don't do adultery, don't you steal, testify falsely. Don't fix your face to cover thy neighbor. Be holy. How you said be holy. How you said be holy. Yeah. Be holy. Holy. How you want you holy. Don't you wanna say I am holy. Let's go. Allah hayamakuya wa Allah sa abad mashallah kwa kasa haya shaba shawam araba saka hasbaf la qadash wa kabad abaka wa amaka shaba tazak la na la na gana shaya aina shwa shama shaba lava aita
Principal, the prince in the building. Permanent spitting valor when you're just getting started. Coming from the modable, impossible mission of competitive, effective with large faces when you lie multiple ways. Even mental courses of life forces extracted. The 44 cows, they wanna lead me to the corpses. The word is Bonson, what you think I'm reminiscing on? Yasha Prince of Power, son. So make me treat your performance time to respect the most high. I'll be forever lost. The world that's sped to destroys. We just a breath in us, and like you said, it's quoting scripture from Peter Genesis. Nothing compares to a son that's exalted. The mind got these fine strange conjunctions. Fast away the eyes of a one oppression of coming species. They're preparing for destruction. Deranged complication of this world situations. Rising up might be grounds. Young dogs gotta get up. No sign of sky preparing for you. Young dogs gotta get up. Don't you know that judgment day is coming soon? Young dogs gotta wake up. Most high in the sky preparing for you. Young dudes gotta wake up. Don't you know that the judgment day is coming soon?
I was laying in my bed, so still I could feel my pulse. I start praying to the Most High. I will hear my cry, wipe my tears, soothe my soul. Oh, I heard a voice so clear, but no one was next to me. He said, no more worshiping idols, no more defiling your body, no more living in sin, no more curses upon you, no more believing in lies, no more sickness and heartache, no more living in prison, no more praying in vain, no more serving other gods, our highest money, call my name, no more drugs and drinking, no more hurt and pain, no more wondering why, no more. Know your works, train thou art rich, and that say they're Jews, but they're not. Then the synagogue of Satan, and they lie. Yeah, 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 yeah. No more using pumpkins, no more table nonsense, no more Malcolm X's, no more Martin Luther King, no more million man marches. I will sing my only song. It will be your ordinary giant coming. Oh, giant coming. Oh yeah, this giant coming. They're gonna know that I love you. They're gonna know that I chose you. The place where they tell you nothing, I'm gonna raise you up. Oh, no more living in bondage. No more living no lie. No more serving the nations. They're gonna bow at your feet. Bow at your feet. No more living in ghettos, 'cause my streets are paved with gold. No more sudden recognition, 'cause your giant's coming, giant's coming. Shalom. Okay, I'm having a little fun here, so just bear with me. Okay, here we go. Okay, now when I say New York, I mean the whole United States. Okay, Babylon. Okay, here we go.